A brilliant fifth IPL ton for KL Rahul. 112 of 65 balls, 14 fours, 4 sixes at a strike rate of 172. Tristan Stubbs, Akshar Patel, Abhishek Porel all chipping in with vital cameos. 199 for 3 the Delhi Capitals have ended with. And remember, they need this win more than anything, because if they lose this, not only are their chances over, almost, but it ensures 3 teams go through. And if Delhi Capitals win, no team goes through.
We have RCB, GT,
and even PBKS, because PBKS won against RR today. Na? So, if DC win, they go to 15, 4 points, no team goes through. GT remain on 16, PBKS remain on 17, RCB remain on 17th. But all teams would have played 12 games in the top 4. So that is why KL Rahul's knock, will it be match winning? Will it ensure that Delhi Capitals stay alive? That we will only come to know in the next 20 overs. But
he'll either be the hero of the match or the villain of the match. Either ways, it's going to be KL Rahul at the end of the day.
Yeah, well, let's see. The bowlers will have to step up, because 200 for 3, you have to
I
defend.
think it looks like a good enough total. You know why? Because I feel it's a little sluggish. So according to me, a par total would have been around 190, 200. But because I don't know, it's a very touch and go sort of. It's just par according to me.
I honestly feel I think DC are at least 15 runs short. Knowing the
that would 15 runs plus would have been a winning total. This is a par total.
No, at least with 15 runs I would have given DC a good chance. Now what has happened. I think they're clearly about 15 or at max you can say 15 or at max 20 runs short. But knowing the kind of prowess that Gujarat Titans have as far as their top 3 goes, I think that they should be able to overhaul this total without much of a trouble. I can understand that you have the likes of Vipraj, Kuldeep Yadav, Akshar Patel, has done well with the ball in the last few matches. So you do have those good spinners who can bowl with some good potency. They can even, change their variations. But apart from that, I think they are about 15 runs short.
But everybody in this batting lineup has played with a strike rate of in excess of 150, and still you are saying they're 15 runs short.
Yeah, I think it's not really down to the fact that maybe Akshar Patel, let's say, for example, played a little slowly. Tristan, I'm not saying that, I'm just saying that it's not down to it. In case of Tristan Stubbs, 21 of 10 looks good, but then we all know how difficult he found, to time the ball. I think it's probably down to KL Rahul, I would say, because, as Shashwat correctly, pointed at the beginning of the discussion.
He's not going to say anything till the game is
he'll either
over.
be the hero of the match or the villain, because you would know that if there's anything that would separate, that margin of win or loss for DC, I think it would possibly be KL Rahul's innings.
Yeah, they didn't get out of the best start in the power play. The power play, when you look at it, they didn't start well. They then accelerated towards the middle and the death overs. But yeah, if they had gone past 200, maybe I would have said that, okay, maybe DC can win this. But again, it's a 50-50 kind of a wicket. What do you do? Now we are debating whether 200 is going to be a match-winning total to defend. Because
if Delhi really bowls well, ideally it should be you should defend this, because over here we have seen these sort of totals aren't being chased. If I remember the RCB game, RCB game it was 177 only.
Yeah.
So there it was changed, but they had to huff and puff to chase that total, if you remember.
Yeah.
Then the game against Rajasthan Royals, Delhi defended. The game against Mumbai Indians, Delhi weren't able to chase 207, if I'm not wrong. So these sort of totals haven't been chased down till now. Today Delhi is on the other end where they have to defend this total. So ideally they should do it. But again, Gujarat Titans, it's in their radar sort of a total.
Yeah, if it all depends on, you play 65 balls out of 120, okay, in a T20, that's more than 50%. He has scored more than 50% of the runs of the team. But a strike rate of 172, and you will
Indian to 8,000
T20 runs, but still
T20 players.
But still, he could be criticized as the villain.
Yeah.
If Delhi Capitals don't do well with the ball, look at it. 96 for 1, that was the middle over period. But 1 to 8, That's where I feel they will be tripped up in a big way, because they were just going at under 7 runs and over. And sure, Faf didn't get going, he got caught. But Abhishek Porel and KL Rahul both struggled. After that only they opened up and ensured, okay,
Abhishek Porel has played at 4, 3, 1, 2, all positions this season so far.
But see, that's what Abhishek Porel told Sports Today, that yes, I am ready to bat in any position, whatever position the captain tells me. And KL Rahul...
Where is he ready to score? You should have asked this now.
No, but then I said, what about scoring and all? See, I am only going to play where the team tells me to play. That is what he says. Scoring and all, look, that's no one's guarantee, okay? For so many years, so many people didn't modify their role, but the team had to modify the role. And they got the result, luckily. Otherwise, for 11 years prior to that, you didn't get any results. So that's why it's very important to know that everybody can't be a KL Rahul. You put them in an opening, you put them at number 4, you put them at this, you can still win. And you can still score.
I am not even in favor of, rotating KL Rahul's batting position. See, we have
4 times you have done it this year.
Yeah, I think we have discussed at length about his batting position in the...
Blackout?
No, I think you'll have a laser show.
Yeah, that laser show is going on. I think we have debated about this in the Test 11 also. KL Rahul opening, sometimes in middle order. He's not scoring, he's scoring, whether he should be in the team. Even I think for DC also, that he's flexible, but then for a batter, for a player, you need to provide him that surety, that clarity. And sometimes I feel that, it's kind of unfortunate that KL Rahul is being looked at as someone who is very much adaptable. It should not really be the case like this.
Yeah. Well, then see, he's now the fastest to 8,000 runs.
So that's all
he's
good.
the first to hit a ton for 3 different franchises. I mean,
so he's coming into a T20 side?
No, I don't think so. But see, looking at Pant's form, looking at Sanju's form, a backup, if you look at it, I think definitely it should be KL Rahul.
Sanju is your number one, hands down.
Yeah.
IPL form does not
You are
matter.
saying KL Rahul should be second T20 wicketkeeper?
I'm not saying
Yeah.
anything.
I mean,
You are saying.
who else is there?
We'll have a debate on this.
So, just give me...
Post-match.
See, we are looking at more of a middle order option. KL Rahul has been shuffled a lot around. For me, irrespective of the form this particular keeper batter has, I'm going to go with Jitesh Sharma as my keeper.
Prab Simran for me.
But
After
again,
today,
Prab Simran, Jitesh, they are so far behind in the queue. Sanju, Rishabh and KL Rahul.
There is Dhruv Jurel also.
Dhruv Jurel, but then again, Dhruv Jurel's form has not been all that great in this IPL. Of course, he had a 50 today versus RR. But, I mean, against PBKs he hit that 100, 50, but then what use is it? Dhruv Jurel as a keeper in IPL 2025, even the runs that he's got, he's not done well. Pant has been miserable in IPL 2025. Sanju Samson's not set the stage on fire. Today, when you look at it, you have to ensure that KL Rahul, I know he's probably not even looking at it in that sense. He's not looking at an India comeback. He just wants to ensure that Delhi Capitals somehow stay in the fray for the race, playoffs. Because if you lose this, you're done. GT will qualify, RCB will qualify, PBKS will qualify. The only position where you're battling out now is for the 4th position. Exactly. And that is why Gujarat Titans, they need 200. It will depend upon Sai Sudarshan, it will depend upon Josh Butler, it will depend upon Shubman Gill. These 3 have contributed 25, 24, 23% of the entire runs that GT have had in this season. So, KL Rahul, I mean, you have to give him the credit for the time being. But I will just say, watch it, because it will not be surprising. If DC lose, the entire blame goes on KL Rahul.
But ideally, I think it should be good enough.
Yeah.
On this wicket. Ideally.
Exactly. I think the pitch is kind of holding up. And you got Aksar, you got Kuldeep, you got Vipraj. 12 overs of spin, you would want to choke them in the middle overs. Plus you got Natarajan, you got Mustafiz. Mustafiz, a decentish death overs bowler. But yeah, we don't know how his form is.
Yeah.
So.
And one thing that I would really want to clarify to our viewers, that we are not exactly criticizing KL Rahul's 100. 100 in any format is a beautiful score to have for any batter for that matter. Before we get to the comments here,
However,
it's just that the 100 that KL Rahul has got, maybe it has come at a strike rate of 170, 180, but those 10 or 15 odd runs, knowing that they could be due and there could be other factors also, might just be the difference between DC winning and DC losing. You don't really have Stark this time around, so it's about having that extra cushion of runs, and that's where maybe we are taking that one part of KL Rahul's innings into some kind of criticism, assuming DC don't really win this game. But this is one factor that always remains in any of the games that we can.
However, I would like to say, if 100 doesn't contribute to a win, then you have to analyze that also.
Absolutely.
because
I'm not speaking only right now.
Yeah.
Because I know.
But I think looking at past Delhi wickets, except 2024, which was absolutely an
No, but
abomination.
it won't be KL Rahul who will be at fault. Again, I'm just clarifying that again. Even if Delhi loses, it will be a combination of the batters and the bowlers failing as well, because you still have 200 runs on the board to defend. So you have to save that as well.
But again, bowlers will always be there. Of course, you can't defend a total, the bowlers have to take the blame. But it's always there. Oh, KL Rahul played only for himself, he didn't play for the team. There will be a fair section of the fans who will say it. So that's why let's hope that Delhi Capitals can win this, because Delhi Capitals winning will achieve two things. One, no team would have qualified for the playoffs. And second, it at least makes the last week of the IPL relevant.
Very interesting. Yeah.
That is the thing that I would have to look at. So yeah, we are, let's take some couple of comments. Ashish Chandile saying, KLR scoring at 170 plus strike rate and then can be the villain. Shashwat goes again. What will hurt is Faf 5 of 10, Porel 30 of 19. So
All
no
of
point
them,
to
that's
blame.
why I said I'm not blaming. I think
Yeah,
I
not
said
denying
that
that.
exactly that thing to Gulati, sir, that how can KL be the villain with a strike rate of 170? The batters and the bowling. I don't think nobody's blaming KL Rahul. No,
Nobody's
Shubham
doing that.
Garg
It's just that, he was the settled batter. He could have taken more risks. That's the point here.
Freaking awesome. Just go up. I read a comment that was directed at me. Freaking awesome. Up. But sir, if DC can't defend this total, it's bowler's fault, not KL Rahul's. This is a pretty good score. Agreed. But I'm only trying to analyze the psyche of the Indian fan. He or she will immediately jump to the gun and say, oh, KL Rahul played 65 balls. He should have got them to 220. That's how fickle it is.
You don't have Mitchell Stark, and that's where you needed that extra cushion of 10-15 runs, and that's what you have not got. That's just one part of the discussion that we are having. But any which ways,
We'll have a longer discussion on this, properly dissecting the game post-match, so we'll have to wait for that.
Yeah, see, KL Rahul will be hailed as the hero if DC win along with the bowlers. But if that doesn't happen, then it will be bowlers plus KL Rahul.
Ashish Dhar's bold prediction: DC are winning with 2 runs.
Oh, that'll be a thriller. A thriller in the Arun Jaitley Stadium if that happens. Yes, I think that
Arun Jaitley has already seen a super over.
Yes. And I think even the Mumbai game, I think they won by 12 runs, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
MIDC.
About, yeah.
Yeah, that was the start of MI's resurgence at this point. So, freaking awesome again says Aditya Kavlekar. I don't understand how we blame the top scorer every time. The blame, in case of a loss, should be on the rest of the batsmen.
We are not blaming anybody.
If KL had not played the knock, they might have reached 160. So, let's see at this point in time whether everything happens. But KL Rahul, fantastic knock, 112 runs, and he is now got 5 T20 IPL hundreds, fastest to 8,000. 132 remains his highest. I think it was against RCB, if I'm not mistaken, in 2020 in Dubai. But Akshar Patel is a smart captain. I think he would want to ensure that the top 3 somehow are dismissed quite cheaply, because these GT at this point in time, they will have a really important thing looking up if their top order doesn't fire. And we all know in the GT-DC game previously, it was Joss Butler who had absolutely hurt them. Mustafiz and Nattu slower will prove worthy at this pitch.
But Mustafizur is not the same bowler that he used to be, and pretty much the same with Natarajan. So that's where, it was mentioned that you would miss the experience of Mitchell Stark.
Yeah, you will. I think the Stark absence is really going to ensure that GT are in with a chance. But then we don't know. Nattu is a good death overs bowler, but he's not played for a long time. Let's see how they go at it. They need exactly 10 runs and over. So, yeah, they have batting. But top 3, and then there is Rashid, there is AB Tewatia. That's all I can say at this point. So, still wanting to keep the predictions, or
GT for me.
GT is winning for you?
Yeah.
DC.
Sticking to the same thing.
You changed.
I've changed.
He began with DC, switched to GT, and now he's DC.
As I said, Shakti Kapoor loafer loading again. So, Manoj Kumar, Rishi said you're doing the same thing for Dhoni, Kohli and Rahul. Anyone who scores not in over. No, Manoj Kumar, I'll be very, very honest at this point in time. If your 100 doesn't get you to a win, bowlers and your top scorer, because he batted for more than half of the innings, it will come under scrutiny, but then it's not done yet. So that is why I think if they'll say now, as Gulati said, DC were 20 runs short. 65 balls, KL should have gotten to 210. There is a fair section to do that. So yes, everything, taking into account all the things, we have to look at it. So yes, we'll be back for a lengthier post-match debate at 11 o'clock. 11:15 or 11:20. So let's see how it happens. Sai Sudarshan is the impact sub for GT and Prasidh Krishna is out. So cracking game loading up. Let's see. Again, the permutation and combination. If DC win, no team has qualified. If GT win, then GT, RCB and PBKS have sealed qualification. And Dushmanta Chamira is in. So Mustafiz, Natrajan, Dushmanta Chamira, Aksar Patel, Vipraj Nigam, Kuldeep Yadav are your options when you lose. So yep, it's going to be very, very interesting indeed. So from Shashwat, me and Gulati, it is bye-bye. See you for the post-match. And we are starting with Aksar Patel. Bye-bye.